Hey, team guests and friends. We're excited for our webinar today with our good friend Mandeep Bhalla over at Grow Nearby. We're going to give it just a few minutes to allow for folks to join. So, welcome to those that are here and very excited for our next 45 minutes together.
Yeah, very excited.
Outstanding. So it looks like we've got a good crew that's been able to join. I'm sure we'll have a few more join here over the course of the next few minutes. But I'm absolutely thrilled to welcome my friend Mandeep Bhalla from Grow Nearby to help co-facilitate this webinar. And I think we're talking about a very important and interesting topic for contractors and service pros across the country. And the sentiment is the perfect handoff. So to give a little bit of background, we are very excited to talk today about the time, energy, and resource that's spent on marketing strategy, whether that's everything from SEO to pay-per-click. Mandeep is our resident
Right.
expert that's going to talk a lot about top of funnel and marketing and how we connect that important activity and resource investment to driving revenue for your teams. Quick introduction, Strickland Tutor, EVP of Revenue over here at Workiz. I've had the privilege of serving the trade space and service pros for a little over 27 years as I carve and date myself a little bit. I've gotten to know most of the complex trades really well and with a keen interest in marketing insights marketing insights lacking an efficient all-in-one software solution platform that you live in every day to run your business is not a marriage made in heaven. And so what we're going to talk about today is how you think about strategically combining those two. But before we jump right into the deck, we do want to offer up some ground rules. And then I'll pass it over to Mandeep for an introduction. But we anticipate spending about 45 minutes together today. Please feel free to pose questions in the chat if you have them. We'll do our best to manage that. And we're really excited about tackling this big, hairy, but very important topic of the perfect handoff between clicks and contracts. Pay-per-click, paper lead, all the way through to closed revenue for a contractor. But
Yeah.
Mandeep, love for you to take a minute to introduce yourself to the audience, and then we'll get rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Strick. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Really glad you're here today. I'm Mandeep Bhalla, founder and CEO of Grow Nearby and host of Born for the Trades, a home service podcast. If we haven't met yet, the short version is I spend pretty much every day working with contractors, talking to contractors, and strategizing and thinking about one thing: how do great trades businesses get found by the customers who need them most? That's it. Like, that's my world. And honestly, I would not have it any other way. I'm really excited for this webinar to educate how you can actually own Google and dominate your competitors. That's how you win. And with AI, a lot of things have changed. I'm excited to actually share about the AI search as well, how AI overviews and chat GPT driving leads for home service industry. Yeah.
Outstanding. Yeah, Mandeep, and sincerely grateful for your time. And for those in the audience, very grateful for your time. I know that your days are incredibly busy. And so glad to see you investing in your business and learning a little bit more about how the right digital marketing strategy and the right software and tech stack solution can help drive more revenue, better brand awareness, help you to punch above your weight, and win every possible deal.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Perfect. So, Mandy, these first few slides, we'll bounce back and forth a little bit. I'll try to narrate, but
Yep.
in 2026, the speed of business is everything. You talked about AI, but the reality is that we need to find a way to help service pros, contractors meet their customers and potential customers where they are. And the reason that people are putting fewer phone numbers on the sides of trucks and vans anymore is that it's all about a brand play. It's all about strengthening your brand and your market where you work. And the reality is that speed to lead, as is a common buzzword, is critically important. during business hours, best in class speed to lead might be 35 to 40 seconds, up to 6 to 7 minutes. And every minute that passes, the decay of that opportunity and the likelihood of conversion lowers dramatically. And so we'll talk a little bit about how technology solutions can engage that speed, that lead that may come through digital marketing engagement, whether it's through Google or other lead gen platforms, anything that's happening at the top of funnel. How can we automate engagement with that customer and to convert them, if not through automation, through really quick speed to lead? Mandeep, your thoughts on that? I know you preach this to your customers all day long.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. This is what we have, seen, I think when it comes to branding, we think that, branding is all about logo. It's not about logo. Branding is all about, the way that you have, work culture, the way that you actually show up, your website, your social media, your voice should be there on all these platforms. Like what I've seen working with contractors across the country has made one thing crystal clear to me. Like that's the whole reason we have, put together for you today. Right now, someone in your city just typed best plumber near me into Google. They are ready to hire. They have wallet ready. The only question is, whose name did they see first? Was it yours or competitors? Here is the truth nobody in the trades wants to hear. Your reputation, your referrals, your years of hard work, your brand, none of it matters if you are invisible on Google, right? Homeowners and businesses don't ask their neighbors anymore. They ask Google, and Google has already decided who the experts are in your market. And I mentioned Google, but now the market is shifting to AI very fast. In just last 1 month, a lot of changes have happened on AI platforms. You got to position yourself, make sure that you are ranking on Google in traditional way, SEO, local service ads, Google ads. But now the market is shifting to Chat GPT. Like I am using Chat GPT more than Google, and I'm sure you guys can relate that you guys are using Chat GPT. So you got to make sure that you follow the best practices, even if you are doing marketing on your own or marketing company. Like you need to rank on all these AI platforms. The good news is that that decision is not permanent. It's not logged in. It's a game. And today we are going to show you exactly how to play it, how to win it, and how to make sure that when someone in your area is ready to spend money, your name is the first thing they see. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And I'm glad you brought that up. It's even funny with Workies, we're seeing a pretty dramatic increase in even our own brand being discoverable through whether it's
Right.
Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, Perplexity, all the different AI solutions out there. And even when we think about the what's still not quite a legacy strategy, but
Yeah.
SEO, it's moving to AEO and other ways that you have to think about your brand and put your brand out there through Google, Meta, other platforms. Wonderful.
Yeah. It's amazing. Like I just want to add one more thing, that it's not like, rocket science. If the basics are dialed in your homepage, service pages like AC repair, plumber, electrician, if those schema, like, technical SEO, frequently asked questions, and your brand is solid, you're gonna win. If people search on Chat GPT, Perplexity, what Strick mentioned, you're gonna win. It's all about the foundation and basic, how it's dialed in, and then definitely you're going to win the market.
The nuance around those new AI tools are they're drawing from all the legacy platforms. They're drawing from SEO. They're drawing from your Google Business Profile. So what all the hard work that you spent investing in your brand over the last decade or two is not gone to loss by any means. But understanding the new age of search criteria and schemas, as Mandeep suggested, is important. We covered this a little bit, but the tragic reality is every missed interaction is a drop baton. And the drop baton, for the purpose of this conversation, we're suggesting that handoff is happening between that top of funnel digital engagement campaign strategy and what is happening operationally within the business to be able to convert that lead quickly to an engaged opportunity, and hopefully to an estimate, if not a job, as fast as possible. Book jobs the best. It's closer to revenue, obviously. But Mandeep, you work with a number of different small and really, really large contractors, but I know that you have some insight into how this handoff should happen. We're going to go a little bit deeper on it, but before I jump off the slide, any other comments on this concept of that handoff and how to avoid the drop baton?
Absolutely. This is what we have seen. We are working with 500,000 to 94 million contractors across the country. And we have seen some gaps, especially when marketing is working, if marketing is driving the leads, from different channels, you got to make sure that you have system, you have CRM in place so that you can see all the opportunities, you don't miss those opportunities, and it's connected to your CRM to make sure every opportunity is dialed in. And I think, Strick, you covered it before, that speed to lead is everything. If anyone is looking for plumber in Dallas, let's say, and they actually call you, and by any chance you missed it, which is fine, right? You got to make sure that within 5 minutes, that process, you need to reach out to that customer to book the call. Otherwise they're gonna jump on to other competitor. But if you have CRM in place with AI automation, that's a game changer. You don't have to worry about it. AI and CRM tool will automatically handle that deal for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So on this slide, you can kind of see a visualization of this kind of unpacked in the infographic, and Mandeep covered it really, really thoughtfully. But the challenge is that leads attended to during the business day may be an easier, problem to tackle. But the reality is, a lot of the time, homeowners are realizing that they have equipment that's failing when they get home from work. And so that's right at 6:15, right when contractors are usually closing their doors. And so looking at ways through either automation or through technology solutions to engage, and using AI in that is incredibly powerful. But again, it
Yeah.
goes back to everything from return on ad spend to marrying that handoff in a really thoughtful way. So I love what this slide does. It talks
Mm.
about the importance of understanding brand building, campaign management, with even intelligence around seasonality. But back to Mandeep's point, if you're not able to respond quickly, especially in the world of HVAC, plumbing, electrical, even garage door and others, if you're not able to respond and engage, either through immediate satisfaction of a booked appointment through automation, or through a CSR dispatch phone call, then unfortunately that contractor, even if that consumer rather, even if they love you and they've used you in the past, if they're in a state of anxiety, they're calling contractor number 2 and contractor number 3 until they get that appointment booked, until they get
Right.
some level of interaction that they know that their problem's been understood and a truck has been scheduled in almost all cases. So there's the concept of connecting marketing, AI, and a CRM all in one system, which we're able to do through Workiz Genius Leads platform and other automations that we built in our system. When any type of lead through any top of funnel channel is ingested, it can be acted on, and ideally the appointment booked through a simple SMS back with a booking link. If the problem's a little bit more complex, then an inbound call will come in, and increasingly in many cases, especially if it's after hours, our clients are choosing to use our AI virtual answering to engage, further discover, and book that appointment with empathy. But the cool thing about that happening as an embedded solution inside of Workiz is that all the customer data is there. So if the
Yeah.
customer is calling to schedule and possibly reschedule because something changed on their calendar, our virtual agent can do all of that. And then the tracking beyond is what's really important. Mandeep and Grow Nearby and digital agencies are very much focused on that return on ad spend, pay per click, pay per call, all these things. But it's a joint effort. It's a joint effort between the engagement you have with your digital agency and what you're doing operationally when inside of your business every day.
Yeah, love that. And I just want to add, one more thing here, that Actually, Strick and I, we were at the event, and we had a great podcast. And I was like totally impressed with the Workiz AI, what AI is doing in inside the tool, where there are so many missed opportunities, especially after business hours. So there are integrations. AI can actually handle it. Why not? So that you don't miss those major opportunities. Those are coming your way. It's best to utilize AI in this 2026 and beyond. And it's actually going to next level, but gotta make sure your everything is dialed in CRM at one place. That makes your life easier to see all the appointments next day.
Right. Yeah. And Mandeep, I loved our conversation that we had at EGIA a few weeks ago. You had posed the question, is it if or when? And I said, it's not if, it's definitely when, and when is yesterday.
Right.
If you haven't investigated all the resources and tools available that are now driven and empowered by AI, it's an incredible place. So we're focusing predominantly on the handoff between top of funnel focus through paid and organic efforts. But I'm going to hand it back over to Mandeep to talk a little bit more about all the G's and the metas and all the different, channels that you have to navigate. You have to learn how to play the game. But tell us a little bit of insider trading on the game, Mandeep.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Strick. So let's start here. This logo, Google, you already know it, you see it every day, but I want you to look at it differently starting right now, because Google is not just a search engine, it's the front door to your business. Google search, Google Maps, Google business profile, Google local service ads, and your Google reviews. These are not separate things, they are one ecosystem. And together, they control what your potential customers see before they ever call you, text you, or visit your website. Now, look, there are other search engines out there as well. Bing exists, Yahoo exists. And yes, there are lead aggregator platforms, your Angie, your Home Advisor, your Thumbtack. I'm not telling you to ignore them, but here is the truth. If you dominate Google, if you own these products and you outrank your competitors right here, the market share follows. You stop renting leads from platforms that are selling the same customer to five other contractors, right? You stop competing on price just to win a bit. Like, I still see, we have our clients, they're using Home Advisor, Angie. It's all about chasing the leads, right? Who is gonna actually get the job? Because Home Advisor, Angie, they are sending leads to multiple contractors. It's best to own your market with Google by dominating in local service ads. That's the first thing. And then Google My Business, Google Ads. If it's very very competitive market, it's very very expensive. But yes, Google Ads should be dialed in. Your SEO, you should be ranking higher on Google. And then AI overviews will definitely cover that. Google is where your customers are making decisions. And the businesses that figure out how to win here don't just get more calls. They become the obvious choice in their city, in your city. And that's what you're building today. Let's get into it. I think we have the next one. I'm excited to share about the first product. And yes, this is eco plumbers from Ohio, dominating Ohio market, working with us for the last 2 3 years. And G's of leads that make the phone ring. So there are G's of leads. You have to understand, if you are dominating all these platforms, you win 100%. You win. Number one is local service ads. It's a pay per call program. You pay for the calls that you receive, and if you receive a call that is out of service, an out of service area, and Google will automatically credit you back. Earlier you had to actually apply for the refund, like dispute option, but now it's automatically handled in your portal. And this is the best. It's actually my favorite paid marketing program in the United States, where you just pay for the legit calls you receive, starting from $40 to $100. It all depends. Electricians like $20 to $40, plumbers $40 to $80, HVAC 4,200, sometimes 120, because you have to bid on the platform, but it's super easy to use. And we will dig deeper into it. I'll share some insights. Google My Business is absolutely free. You have to own your Google My Business. You have to keep getting reviews from your customers. The more reviews, the better, and keep replying. It's totally fine even if you get like, negative review, positive review, you got to reply because it's not a social media platform. Those customers cannot reply you back, but your future customers are looking at your Google reviews, even if it's positive or negative. How you handle it, that matters the most. Google Ads, Google Organic, which is like, prime spot. I used to actually joke this one, like, uh, the best place to hide a dead body is page 2 on Google. Right, Strick? Do you know why?
I'd love to play this game. I just want to get to the punchline. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, because no one can find it because it's on page 2, right? That's why this is the best place to hide a dead body. This is my old joke, and I still use it. But yes, Google rankings, you gotta be on page 1. If you keep going, if your rankings are dropping, like, if you're ranking on 7th position on page 1, 8th, you will have less CTR, click through ratio, and it drops. The higher you rank, the higher you get traction, and the higher calls, like, you get, like, for your business. Google AI overview. If you search for any long tail key phrase, maybe after this webinar, I think you should do it. What are the top plumbers in my area? What are the top plumbers in Dallas, Texas? The first thing that you will see is Google AI overview. And even with the normal searches, regular searches, it is showing up at the top. So the AI is changing the game, but these are the G's that makes the phone ring. And let's dig into, like, step by step product. Yeah.
Yeah, and Mandeep, if I could ask you to go maybe a layer deeper on a Google My Business or Google Business Profile, because that is informing a lot as it relates to your overall meta ranking. But I've done a lot of research and listened to a lot of smart people talk about just focusing more time and attention on your Google Business Profile because it is in effect free. The more content you load, the more pictures, the more customer stories that even Google AI is picking that up. And so that's it may not be the highest intent, but is it in your mind kind of step number one to make sure that everything's foundationally built out well?
Absolutely, you're 100% right. Like, GBP, your Google My Business Profile, your Google Business Profile is the prime spot that Google is looking at it, even AI overviews. So you got to make sure that your profile is set up, like, your description, all the services, all the service areas, zip codes, products, and the pricing. The new option out there is like pricing. You got to make sure that your pricing is up to date on Google My Business, because now AI is going to actually call the companies those are ranking higher, and those Google My Business Profile has got all the pricing updated. And yes, you can post, like, there is a Google Post section there. You should be posting at least 2 to 3 times a week. Getting, like, reviews, that's one of the major ranking factors, and replying to them. And now you will see, like, there are like emojis out there, like, you can love, you can tell your friends, they can like. There are, like, different emojis out there. That's a little I would say sentiment to actually get more traction. But yes, you have to have 100% strength, green strength, on your Google My Business Profile, by making sure the foundation is right. And then there are some hacks, advanced, like, strategies to do PR, press releases, and citations. That's the next step to dominate within the 5 miles. Like, if you are in, let's say, Dallas, you can actually dominate the 5 miles radius, 5 to 10, but 5 miles is pretty much that you can dial in. And it's very impossible to go after 10 miles or 20 miles. You got to open another GBP. If you open another GBP, that's a great way to dominate and grow your business, you can have another, like, maybe a lease small office, small space where you can have GBP open, second location, and then now you can open another local service ads, which is Google guaranteed. The first option here, local service ads. That's how you're gonna win the market. Hmm.
That's awesome. And yeah, and again, as a reminder, Mandeep and the Grow Nearby team, they work with contractors, 500,000 up to over 90 million in revenue. And so, based on available budgets, bandwidth, complexity of your business, they're kind of solving for everything. And then just shameless plug for Workiz, when it comes to making sure that you're securing those reviews, there are automations within our platform that, as a job's done, you're able to solicit those reviews through
Yeah.
SMS, and even to tag them in case perhaps the engagement wasn't as favorable, and you might be concerned about a negative review. But great, awesome, Mandy. If I'm going to go ahead and advance to the next slide, so we can dig in a little bit more on GLSA.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is, like, great example right here. Like, if you type in all those, like, all the contractors those are watching this webinar, you can actually search this key term, electrician in Salem, Salem, Virginia, VA. And what do you see? The first thing is local service ads. And it's funny that, like, this Klein Electrical, our client, actually, I'm standing there next to the owner. They picked my picture with them. I don't know why. So because we went out and we had a, like, video shoot, photo shoot. But that's the first thing that Google is actually recommending you. And residential owners, they don't know. They just, like, look at it. There are, like, smart people out there. They can see, like, oh, that's a sponsored ad. They might go to Google My Business or organic. But there are, like, residential owners, your customers, they will just, like, straight click there because that's the first thing that you see on Google. uh, and there are, like, these are the listings that show up at very top, right, with a green check mark. Think about, like, what that means for a second. Google is vouching for you, and when a homeowner sees that, means for a second, like, trust is already there before you even pick up the phone. The best part, you only pay when a real lead contacts you, not for clicks, not for impressions, for actual customers. That's why I love this program. And it's absolutely free, like Google My Business. You have to qualify for this if you have Google My Business profile and at least 5 reviews. If you have minimum 5 Google reviews, you can sign up by going straight to, you can type in local service ad sign up. You can sign up, you can upload your license, your all that, like, information is going to take 10 to 15 minutes, and Google is going to do a background verification with third party, and once it's approved, you're live. It used to take 45 to 60 days. Back in 2016 in Sacramento, this program got started in Sacramento, California, but now the process pretty smooth, where your local service ads can go live within, like, 2 to 3 weeks. And again, you will, once you sign up, if you have not signed up, if you sign up, you will attract a lot of leads. And then I hear this all the time that, like, LSA leads are dying. Like, contractors are not receiving the leads. You know why? Because interacting with the platform is the number one priority. The more you interact with the local service ads platform, let's say your office manager or CSR, you can hand over this local service accounts to your CSR. They can log in. If the lead is sitting out there, you have served them, just mark them as booked. So that number one hack is 85% or more booking rate on the dashboard gets you more calls. And if you can make the changes in the bidding, let's say if a recommended bid is $40, if you want to dominate and rank higher, you can go for $45 bid or 50, or you can select max option. That's the option right there. These are the things that you can implement. But again, the more you interact with Google LSA platform, that's how Google algorithm is built. And if you receive 100 calls in month one, and you have not marked them as booked, and you have not interacted with the platform, then yes, absolutely, it's gonna hurt your LSA, and you will receive less leads, if that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. And just in summary, Mandeep, so there are foundational actions that need to be taken to make sure that your Google Business Profile is up to date and it's driving the depth of understanding that you want to your brand to represent in the space.
Yes.
Then you have local service ads, which once you get to 5 reviews, free, have to be able to optimize that, and not just optimize it, but interact with it so that you can take advantage of the algorithms that are happening in the background to get the most traffic.
Absolutely. You nailed it, Rick. I think in our history of business, we have never ever charged our customers for LSA. If you the customers, those who are with us, on different solutions, it's actually built in. We do it for free. It's part of the solution. And I know there are companies they charge separately, but it's definitely always covered in the solution. Yeah. The next is
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You were saying something. Yeah, please go ahead.
Oh no, I was just agreeing. Yeah, and so it is about creating that stable foundation first. But there's so many other things you can do that don't necessarily cost money, but it informs your paid strategy as you move forward. But yeah, please share more about Google My Business, Google Business Profile, and I'll keep us on the right slide.
Awesome, awesome. Yes, Google My Business Profile, and you can see we have added the screenshot where again electrician in Salem, Virginia. After local service ads dominating there, that's the second section, ranking number one in the map pack. So your Google My Business Profile is your most valuable piece of digital real estate, and most contractors have barely touched it. This is the listing that shows up on Google Maps, right? On local searches with your reviews, with your photos, your hours, your services. It's often the very first thing a customer sees before they ever visit your website because there is a link attached to the Google My Business, but they look at your listing, how many reviews you got. And same, it happens with us too, right? Let's say if you're going out for a dinner with your family, you want to go for Italian today, right? I'm in Tampa, Florida. I'm going to search for Italian restaurants near me or Italian restaurants in Tampa. My wife and I, we're going to look at it like, okay, 4.6, 2,000 reviews. Another one is 4.4, but 200 reviews. So we're going to go definitely with the higher listing that has got highest rating 4.6 with 2,000 reviews. That's the I think consumer psych where you actually go for the higher rating. So you got to make sure that you focus on getting more reviews and making sure the foundation is set up. And when it's set up right, actively managed, it becomes a lead generation machine that works for you around the clock. And let's say even if you receive after business hours, that's how Workiz come into play to make sure that Workiz is the platform, AI platform is taking care of the leads after business hours so that it's booked. AI is booking for you on the calendar. That works perfectly. When it's ignored, and most are you're handling customers directly to your competition, and you don't want to do that. This is the prime real, I would say, digital real estate. Google My Business. Yeah.
There's a question. I'm sorry if I missed it earlier, but what do you mean by citations?
Oh, love that. Love that. Nico, I think. Yes.
Yes.
So there are citations. You can use different tools out there in the market, which is if you're using service side, and service side used to do marketing pro Yext. So there are local listings, Bright Local, another platform you can do local listings. So local listings and citations are local chamber of commerce, yellow pages, super pages, 4 pages, your Apple Maps, your Bing Maps, all those citations, local citations, because Google loves to see NAP. Do you guys know what is NAP? Strick, do you know what is NAP?
Please share.
Okay. So NAP is, oh, Nico just replied. So NAP is not your regular NAP. It's name, address, and phone number. So your NAP has to be accurate on Google My Business and other citations, or we can say local listings like Yahoo, Bing, Yellow Pages, Super Pages, if that makes sense. Nico, I hope that's helpful.
Awesome. Thank you, Mandeep. And yeah,
No
just
problem.
to focus on the Google Business Profile. So these call to action. So schedule, at least on Google Business Profile, is what they refer to as reserve with Google. Again, it's free, and so this call to action actually allows consumer, when you think about their buying journey, you want to meet that consumer where they are and whether they're looking for. Okay, so I can see the review quality. Maybe I want to go to the website to learn more about the services provided, but if they're in duress and they're looking to book immediately, this is the least point of friction. And so this call to action or CTA brings you, in the case of our Workiz clients, directly into the Workiz booking platform and books an appointment, not a lead, not a request, but an actual booked appointment based on available capacity for the service needing to be rendered.
Love it, love it. And I think I want to add one more thing. Like, if if you can add, there is, like, book online feature on Google My Business as well. If you can add Workies booking appointment link straight there, that's gonna be very, very powerful and impactful, because Google will see that's the booking, like, option there. Your customers can actually book right there without visiting your website. Yeah.
Exactly right. Wonderful.
I just wanted to have, like, temperature check. I know you all are muted. Can you please type, like, 5 if this is really helpful for you guys? Type 5 in the comments. You can drop 5 in the comments.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you,
I
Michael.
see Mike. Yeah. Lee. I hope it's not, like, too technical. I just want to make sure, like, we are covering all the basics and strategies here. Love that. All right. Awesome. Google Ads. Google Ads, I'm sure you know about Google Ads. Google Ads is your accelerator while organic and GBP are building in the background. Google Ads puts you at the top of search results immediately, right in front of your someone who is actively to hire right now. Is it expensive? Yes, it is expensive. It depends on the market to market. I'm in Tampa. Tampa is very saturated market. Tampa, Dallas, Phoenix, New York. It's pretty expensive to run, like, ads. But if that can be done right with the right budget for your services, definitely the keyword there is intent. There are not people casually browsing. They type something in, they hit search, and they're ready to make a decision. When campaigns set up strategically and targeted to the right keywords in your market, Google Ads becomes one of the highest ROI investments a contractor can make. And we highly recommend, if you are doing 1 million plus, definitely, like, Google Ads should be it should be in your marketing strategy, with the right landing page, with the right ad copies. And you have to do A/B test, and you have to make sure that there are keywords what people are searching and they're clicking on your ad. It's burning you They're burning your cash right there. And you want to make sure that you put all the keywords in negatives. You keep doing A/B testing. Google ad The way that you win on Google Ads is all about A/B testing. What's working, keep doing more of it, and what's not working, let's reallocate to something that is working. You have to keep testing out. And but it is one of the most expensive programs. That's why I'm a fan of local service ads. You just straight pay for the calls that you receive, versus Google Ads is PPC. It's a pay per click program. You pay for the clicks. And I still remember, like, 15 years ago, let's say if Mike Plumbing Services in Dallas running Google Ads campaign, and there is another Bob used to click on Google, like, competitor ads on Mike's Plumbing ads, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clicks, like ad budget is gone. And then the Mike Plumbing is not, like, showing on Google. But Google actually fixed this long time ago. Only one click per IP address will be treated, so that you don't have to worry about your competition. You just have to make sure you dial in with the right strategy, with the landing page, ad copies, and A/B test. That's how you
And
win.
so once you've maximized Google Business Profile, the GLSA, and those are working well, this is the next place to go. And again, it's preferred in a higher ROI from return on ad spend because it's not that jump ball scenario that other league aggregators focus on. They found your brand, they're engaging with your brand. These are not leads that are being sold to two or three other contractors.
Right. Absolutely right, Trey.
Okay,
Nailed it.
awesome.
This is your Google ranking area. We were talking about organic, and I think here there is one screenshot called electrician in Salem, Virginia. Number one, Klein Electrical is ranking over there. Organic search is the long game, and I know you need phone calls right away, like to make sure your job board is full. You can use LSA, local service ads, and Google ads that will drive the calls, like for the short term. But it's definitely, like it's good if you want to be in the long game, you want to dominate, you have to play that long game, which is organic SEO. And it's one that, like pays off the biggest. These are the results that show up below the ads. And here is what contractors don't realize: customers actually trust these results. Ranking organically in your market means Google has decided you are a credible, relevant authority in your space. It doesn't happen overnight. I'll be very honest here. But when you get there, the leads are consistent, the cost is zero per click, and your competitors can just outspend you outspend you because you are right there. They cannot, like outrank you. You are ranking higher on page one, number one. This is how you build something that lasts. I'm very, very big fan of, like organically and for long term, to make sure that you have service pages: AC repair Tampa, AC installation Tampa. You have, like plumber page, plumber in Tampa, civil repair. You have tankless water heater Tampa. You have tankless water heater other locations as well. So you build out other city pages as well. So you need to structure, like who you are, what you do, and what people are talking about you on your website. And if you dial in your service pages and city pages, that's what, like Google likes to see, and Google is going to favor you. If the best SEO practices are done on your website, you will rank higher.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. We've
Google
talked about
AI.
this. Yeah,
Yes.
but Mandy, if you want to unpack this a little bit more, because it's not brand new, but I think we're becoming more and more accustomed to these AI overview summaries, whether it's happening in search on ChatGPT but these AI summaries are becoming more and more trustworthy and definitely informing buying decisions.
Yes, absolutely, Shrek. AI overviews, or like Chat GPT, Perplexity, Claude, like all those, like LLM platforms. This last one that we are showing here is a brand new, uh, but it's not like brand new that it came today. It's been a while and it's moving fast. Google AI overview is the summary box that now appears at the very top of search results, powered by artificial intelligence. Google is essentially answering the customer's question before they even click on anything. And now the interesting facts is, like zero click traffic is coming. You know what zero click traffic? Like, people used to see your ad, they click, they land on your website or landing page. They used to click on your Google My Business Profile website, they land on your website. You can track. And on the SEO side that we showed you, if you're ranking page one, number two, number three, if customers click on that, they land. But now zero click traffic is coming. That means Google AI overview is showing you this is, like Mike Plumbing Service. You're looking for plumbing service, and that's their cell number. People are actually tapping on that phone number and dialing straight. So that's like zero click traffic. You need to own and you need to dominate this area as soon as possible. And even our clients, like it blows my mind when I see all the leads are coming, like from Chat GPT, like other, like search, like AI search platforms. But again, it boils down to all your, like basics. Now here is why this matters for you, for your business: your content, your online presence. If you have great reviews, if your website is optimized, and And if you have added frequently asked questions on homepage, service page, city page, you are going to win. You have to see the data, what people are actually searching, like asking these questions on Google. And there are tools out there you can actually see people are searching how much does it cost to install water heaters, right, in Tampa? How much does it cost to install AC? So these are the questions that you should answer on your website. That's how you win. It's one of the components, but there is a science behind it. How you can actually rank in AI overviews. You become part of the answer, and the contractors who understand this early position themselves right. They are going to have a significant advantage over everyone who is still catching up.
So engage and build out frequently answered questions and responses, and definitely add more content, more images to your Google business profile as well. Amazing. Thank you, Mandeep. Turning leads into revenue. We've talked about this, but Mandeep, I'll give this back to you. And I want to also acknowledge that we're probably closing in on our last 5 minutes or so.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Turning leads into revenue, like, these are the 5Gs that we showed you that drive calls, leads, clicks, and you got to make sure that, you are capturing it. But, most contractors don't capture or nurture those contacts properly. You have to make sure that you have CRM in place, you have nurture sequences going out in terms of, like, email, text. I prefer text. Those should be, in the pipeline, in the automation. And past leads and customers often sit unused in the system, so we call it database reactivation. You got to make sure that if you have 1,000 customers that you served in the past, you have to come up with some offers, one offer and SMS blast. This can be done through automation tools, and it's called database reactivation. You don't have to spend money on paid ads or any other paid platform. It's just like reactivating your customers. So turning
Absolutely.
leads to revenue. Yeah. Hmm.
And this is something that we've really focused on over the last quarter at Workiz. We've recently launched our Genius Marketing capabilities, and it's exactly what Mandeep suggests. It's those much needed automation tools to reactivate your database. You already earned the NAP. You earned the name, the address, and the phone number. And so why wouldn't you retarget? Why wouldn't you reach out? Whether it's a Happy Father's Day, Happy Mother's Day, Happy
Yeah.
Easter.
Love
We're
it.
approaching peak cooling season, just to make sure your brand remains familiar and approachable. And it doesn't always have to be a promo. Sometimes it can just be something that's topical, related to the season or seasonality, especially with HVAC. Making sure you keep your calendar full during shoulder season. But love that. And inside of Workies, there's amazing tools to reactivate your database. We refer to it as intentional nurture campaigns, but also really thoughtful, dynamic workflows that are all based on the intelligence that you can extract from your customer database. When was that install performed? When was their last service date? What type of equipment do they have? What's the age of the equipment? All these things can be used to trigger specific outreach, and again, convert through automation. This is all done through SMS, email, and potentially driving them to a phone call, but it's available through Workies. And then Mandeep has a great thought leadership share that he's added. This recording and the deck will be made available to the attendees and really all the registrants on the call as well. But Mandeep, if you want to talk a little bit about this free digital marketing checklist.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we have come up with this, like, free digital marketing checklist. Please take out your phone. If you can scan this QR code, you'll be able to download this checklist. And this checklist is like, basically for your Google My Business, for your Google ads, so that you can actually hit. If everything is like, going well for you, that means you are on track. You're hitting all the checklists. I highly recommend, like, downloading this checklist. You guys can scan this QR code, or you guys can go to grownearby.com too. grownearby.com. It's absolutely free, and I think you will love it. the way that it is structured. You can print it out and you can see if everything is working well, if everything is right in your marketing strategy, it's great. If not, you can definitely dial in. And there are some other AI resources available as well that we have actually, collaborated together with the team, and it's available on the website for free. Could you please type in the link? Okay, I can do that. Here you go. 1 second. Grownearby.com. And I'm gonna come back here. Here you go. That's the one, Michael. But yes, I'm pretty sure you guys will love it. And there are other resources under free downloads on the top of the website. Free downloads. You will see so many AI resources like social media calendar done for you. You can actually deploy in your marketing strategy. And there are Chat GPT, SOPs, how to use Chat GPT prompts. A lot of information. You're welcome, Michael. I hope it's helpful, providing value. And we are doing very thorough audits as well, how it looks like, what's the score looks like. Are you ranking pretty well on Google or not? So we are doing free audits as well. Feel free to maybe schedule a call, from the website. I would love to do free audits as well. It takes 6 to 8 hours per website, but would love to dig deeper into it and share those audits with you as well. Thank you again, everyone, for watching and listening to us.
Amazing. Thank you, team. Mandeep, as always, it's great to reconnect with you and
Likewise,
appreciate
yeah.
all the amazing thought leadership you shared in the call today. Again, Strickland Tutor, EVP of Revenue at Workiz, very excited to host Mandeep Bhalla from Grow Nearby. I'm going to give it one more moment because I see a few folks chatting in, and it all just sounds like good information. They're saying they'll be in touch. Wonderful to have everyone. We know your time's incredibly valuable, so we appreciate you sharing it with both Mandeep and I today. Mandeep, as always, good to see you. Thank you so much. We'll make sure this gets sent out with both the deck and the recording to all the registrants. But everyone have a wonderful rest of your week. Mandeep, any closing parting thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to say, thank you for your patience. Thank you for listening to us. I hope it was helpful from, marketing and CRM standpoint. When you blend this, you win. And definitely you want to look at the long-term game when it comes to SEO. Sorry. But I hope it was helpful. I just want to say, thank you again, and feel free to reach out if you need any help. We are here to guide you with the right strategy. And if you want to do it on your own, you want to share it with your marketing company, absolutely. We just want to make sure we educate. Have a
Amazing.
wonderful day, guys. Yeah, thank you.
That's an amazing day. Best of the rest of your week, and we'll see everybody soon.
Thank you.